You know, it's a common misconception that you need over 500,000 subscribers to truly be a top-tier YouTube channel. Now, we know that's not the case, because the Paint Explainer doesn't quite have 500,000, and yet is a top-tier YouTube channel. But what is going on with that? We need to get that fixed. We need to get that over the 500k mark expeditiously. Anyway, today we have every common misconception explained, starting with, I suppose, sleepwalking.
Waking a sleepwalker is not dangerous.
What? Really? I've always been told that it is. I guess the way that... Okay, I'm going to guess that the way that it's dangerous is because they're not really aware of what's going on and they could, like, fall over. Like, maybe they're climbing on a play park and I don't know how you get in this situation as a sleepwalker, but maybe it happens and they lose their footing because they've been jolted awake and they're like, oh God, where am I? And they fall and, I don't know, break their ankles.
Gently guiding them back to bed is safer than letting them wander. Bulls don't get
okay, sure.
angry at the color red.
They get angry at the movement?
They are colorblind to it. They charge at the movement of the matador's cape, not its color.
Yes! Oh, okay. I don't know why I'm so excited that I got that right. Wait, I'm gonna try and figure out the common misconceptions and the solutions to them, or what the actual truth is.
Goldfish don't grow to the size of their tank.
They don't. They grow normally. Wait, but I've definitely had a goldfish that grew bigger when it went into a bigger tank. Or maybe it doesn't grow when it's in a smaller tank. It definitely gets bigger, right?
They grow normally, just like every other animal. Touching frogs.
Really? They don't? But I swear, no, I've had a goldfish that grew bigger when it was in... Maybe it's a different type of goldfish. Maybe it was a different fish. Maybe they just grow normally. Like, my height, I am 186 centimeters, 6'1", but then someone else is 187 centimeters. Maybe they just are different sizes.
Frogs does not give you warts.
Touching frogs gives you warts? Who thinks touching frogs gives you warts?
Dropping a penny from a skyscraper can't kill someone.
What? Wait, really? Oh, I guess because... Really? Because the velocity of the penny would not get to a fast enough speed to... through someone's skull, right? It's not going to go through the skull. It's just going to be... It's going to drop at the same rate a penny would normally drop. I don't have a penny. I have a controller, but it's going to drop at that rate. It's not going to... It's going to reach maximum velocity, and maximum velocity for a penny is not going to kill you, right?
Mainly thanks to air resistance. Hair and fingernails don't continue to grow after death.
Wait, who thinks that they continue to grow after... Why would they continue to grow? You're dead.
The skin dehydrates and retracts, giving the appearance of growth. Sharks can't smell a drop of blood from miles away.
They can't smell anything. Wait, can you smell? Can fish smell? Is that a thing? Can fish smell? Is that... I would imagine not, because smell is carried in the air. It's smell particles, right?
Even though they do have a really strong sense of smell.
Never mind. I am wrong. You can smell in the water. I can't smell in the water. I can't breathe underwater.
That claim is just exaggerated. Humans didn't evolve from modern monkeys. We share a common ancestor, but we evolved on separate branches of the evolutionary tree. Eating carrots does not improve night vision.
No, this was British propaganda to cover for the invention of the radar.
Even though they are good for eye health due to vitamin A.
Oh, he's not going to explain it. Yeah, it was British propaganda during the Second World War. It was like, oh, we can see really well during the night because we eat carrots, which in hindsight sounds really stupid, and I can't believe that anyone would ever believe that regardless, that it was to cover for the invention of the radar so we knew where things were, I'm pretty sure.
Earth isn't closer to the sun in summer. Seasons are caused by the tilt of the Earth's axis.
People think it's close to... Oh, God, it's not closer to the sun. Of course it's not closer to the sun. The north and south part of the world, God, I forgot what they're called, hemispheres have flipped seasons. Why would it be because we're closer to the sun? Do people think this?
Dogs don't age 7 years for every human year. Aging varies by breed and size, and smaller breeds often live longer than larger breeds.
Oh, that's quite sad because the bodies just can't handle it. Yeah, it's really sad that longer breeds don't live as long. It's strange because we are bigger than dogs and we live much longer than dogs. Like, how does that work? What's the science on that, science guy?
The color of your tongue doesn't indicate your health. While some diseases can cause changes in tongue color, a healthy tongue can vary in color for many benign reasons. Vein blood is dark red, not blue. Veins appear blue.
Wait, no, vein blood is dark red? Wait. No, dude, my vein. Look at that. You can see that. My vein's super blue. But I guess it's the color of the vein, right?
Due to light scattering through the skin. Eating sugar does
There's no light in my skin. I'd know. Wait, I'm like the whitest guy in the planet. Of course there's light in my skin.
Not directly cause type 2 diabetes, but it can contribute to obesity, which is the real cause of it.
Oh, okay. So if you're skinny, you're much less likely to get diabetes. Is that how
Dogs
it is?
aren't colorblind.
They're not colorblind. No, they can see color. They just see a different spectrum of colors, don't they? Like
They
cats.
can see colors, just not as many as humans. They see shades of blue and yellow, but have difficulty distinguishing between red and green.
Okay, sure. I wonder if that's how regular colorblindness works, because I'm not colorblind myself, and I don't know how regular colorblindness works. If there's any colorblind people in the comment section, you can let me know.
Drinking 8 glasses of water is not a universal rule.
Okay, I mean, drinking 8 glasses of water might be good for you, but I mean, drinking Gamer Subs is just as good for you too. You can get Gamer Subs. You can use code Patterrz at Gamer Subs to get some delicious beverages. And you know what that's made of? It's made of mostly water because it's just a powder that you put in the water, so it's mostly water. So okay, it kind of counts, I guess.
The amount of water a person needs varies and includes water obtained from food and other beverages.
Oh yeah, I mean, I imagine if you're eating like nothing but beef jerky, then that's got pretty much no water in it. But if you're scarfing down apples and grapes and literal watermelons, that's going to hydrate you,
There's
isn't
no
it?
evidence that points to the fact that eating ice cream while you have a cold makes you sicker.
Makes you sicker? Because it cools down your body temperature? Do people
The
think
idea that people swallow a certain number of spiders while sleeping is a myth with no basis in fact.
I mean, people just like assume the vibes. Oh yeah, the vibes are okay. If there's spiders around, one's probably gonna crawl in your mouth while you're sleeping. And I don't know, 8 sounds about good. Like once every decade or so.
Taste buds aren't only in your tongue. They can be found on the roof of the mouth, the inside of the cheeks, and the throat. It's not true that different parts of the tongue taste different flavors, since all taste buds can detect the 5 basic tastes.
Bitter, sour, salty, sweet, and umami. Umami is an interesting one because it feels like umami should be a part of salty, but it's not.
Coffee doesn't stunt your growth. Reading
What? Coffee doesn't stunt your growth? Coffee? I mean, dude, you're trying to give coffee to a 5-year-old? Are you trying to give them a heart attack?
dim light doesn't cause permanent eye damage. It can only cause eye strain.
What? Permanent reading in dim light?
Houseflies don't have a lifespan of 24 hours. They usually live for about 20 to 30 days. There is no historical evidence to support the claim that Vikings drank from the skulls of their enemies. The Earth's
It does sound sick, though. That's the kind of thing, that's the kind of propaganda I would put out if I was a Viking. Like, oh no, we need to make them believe that we drink from the skulls of our enemies. They're going to be so scared of us. When they see us on the battlefield and we have our skull cups, yeah, we'll just pretend. No, we'll just lie. We'll just pretend, dude. And then when they see it, they'll be like, oh no, our skulls are going to get harvested for drinking apparatus. Also, would a skull even work as a drinking apparatus? I feel like a skull has enough holes where the liquid would just fall out, right? Also, it would be really, really, really hard to carve out a skull in a way that makes it properly drinkable. First, you have to take the head, and the head has skin on it, flesh, it has organs within it, it's got his eyes, the brain. You have to scoop all that out, you have to carve the flesh out. That just sounds nasty. Like, no one wants to do that.
core is not molten lava. It's liquid metal, mostly iron and nickel. But the inner core is solid metal. Mount Everest
Solid. I wonder if anyone will ever touch it. We should get Superman on that. Check it out.
isn't the closest point to space. Due to the equatorial bulge, the summit
The what? Sorry, that's very childlike of me.
of Mount Chimborazo in Ecuador is the farthest point from the Earth's center, and thus closer to space than Mount Everest. Houseplants don't increase indoor oxygen levels significantly. They increase it in really small amounts, which does not really make a difference.
Okay, are people really getting houseplants to increase the oxygen level of the house, though? I mean, you have things like massive swaths of forest that are the true makers of oxygen. Like your little houseplant that's about that big isn't really going to be doing much, right? Unless people are planting full birch trees in their living room, in which case, wow, you must have a very big house.
Dogs' mouths aren't cleaner than humans' mouths. They both contain a large amount of bacteria, and neither is necessarily cleaner than the other.
Hang about, who's saying that dogs' mouths are cleaner? Do they think that there's just like the saliva just kills the bacteria more or something? Who's saying that? Dogs lick their own asses. Like, we don't do that. And well, we can't. I would imagine that if we could, maybe some people would, but we can't. We physically can't do that. That's true.
The brand name Adidas is derived from the name of its founder.
Oh, Adonis.
Adolf "80" Dassler.
Ooh, that's an unfortunate name. Wow, that's a very unfortunate name.
Not from All Day I Dream About Sports. Microwaves don't cause cancer, since they use non-ionizing radiation, which does not have enough energy to remove tightly bound electrons or cause cancer.
Okay, that's cool. I mean, it's good to know that if I shove my hand in a microwave, I'm not going to be developing any skin cancer.
Listening to classical music doesn't make you smarter.
Why would it make you smarter? That's I'm sorry. Are we going to assume that the people during the Renaissance are smarter than the people we have nowadays? Obviously, yes. There are some very dumb people around nowadays. But they thought that the earth was flat. Okay, people still think that. Listen, they thought that putting leeches onto your skin was going to get rid of the tuberculosis.
Mozart effect suggests that listening to Mozart may temporarily enhance spatial temporal reasoning, but it doesn't increase overall intelligence or long-term cognitive abilities. There is no historical evidence pinpointing December 25th as Jesus' exact birth date.
Oh, well, I mean, you had to pick a day, right? I think that's more of a, let's just get together and decide on one, because we have to decide on one. God, could you imagine if there was people arguing over what Christmas actually is, what day it is? Oh, that'd be so, there's so many things to argue about. Like, we don't need to have one more thing on the list.
This date was chosen by early Christians to coincide with existing pagan festivals.
Oh yeah, I forgot what it's called, but there was an old pagan Christmas, and I guess they were just like, yeah, we'll just celebrate at the same time. I mean, you've got to have something nice during the winter. It's all cold and dark and dreary. Like, you gotta have something to look forward to.
The sun isn't yellow. It emits white light, which appears yellow from Earth due to atmospheric scattering.
Oh, so if you went directly to the sun, it would be pure white.
Wolves don't howl at the moon. They howl to communicate with their pack. The association with the moon is likely due to wolves being more active and howling more during the night. Frogs don't remain in gradually heating water. They jump out. If they are placed in already boiling water, they immediately die.
Yeah, I would imagine. I think I would probably immediately die too.
Mice aren't especially attracted to cheese over other foods.
That's just a nice one. It's high fat. I think pretty much every single animal likes a high fat food. I mean, it just tastes better. And it's high in calories. And for most animals, that's good because they want to be able to survive longer. And if you can have high calories in a small package and you can just dive into it, then go for it. I mean, you'll be able to live longer.
Rubbing urine on jellyfish hit spots doesn't relieve pain.
What? Oh, man, that's tough. I'm pretty sure I've done that to someone.
It can sometimes even worsen it. Rinsing the area with vinegar or salt water and removing tentacles is the recommended first aid.
Wait, dude, what are you gonna put Of course, remove the tentacles. We could just leave them on. What?
Fossil fuels don't come from dinosaurs, only a tiny portion. Most fossil fuels actually come from ancient plants. Henry Ford didn't invent the first automobile. It was Carl Benz, co-founder of Mercedes, who patented the first true automobile in...
Damn, look at that. They must have been excited. Goodness gracious me, what a time to be alive. 1886. Wow, that's not even that long ago.
1886.
I genuinely thought it was way before that.
Leaving your phone in charge after 100% doesn't harm the battery that much, since modern smartphones have built-in protections to prevent overcharging.
I have actually heard from a tech that used to work on phone batteries. This was a Reddit comment, so I didn't hear it myself. So this could just be a lie, that letting it drain all the way to basically zero and then charging up more is more harmful than leaving it plugged in. So if you let it drain all the way to basically nothing and then you start charging up, that's more harmful, apparently, according to a Reddit comment. I don't know, man. It was a Reddit comment.
Bears don't hibernate during the entire winter. They enter a state of torpor, not true hibernation, and can wake up and move around if necessary. Tomatoes aren't vegetables. They're fruits. Dogs don't...
Wait, they're fruit. Yes, they are fruits. Yes, that's correct.
Don't just wave their tails when they're happy. They also do it when they're excited, agitated, or nervous.
Aw. Okay, but it's like mostly... I mean, if you come home and your dog's like jumping on you and they're wagging their tail, then you know they're happy.
Cutting a worm will not make it into two worms, even though they have the ability to regenerate parts of their body. A duck's...
It will just make it... Yeah, I mean, it'll be the same worm. It'll just be in two parts now.
Quack does indeed echo. Camelbacks don't store water.
Wait, ducks... Do people think that ducks' quacks don't echo? Who even would think this? What?
Camelbacks don't store water. They store fat. You don't lose more...
Oh, which is more valuable for survival over a long period of time. Maybe they just don't need to drink for a long time. So people thought they stored water, maybe.
Or heat from your head. The myth probably spread because the head is often the only uncovered part. The North...
I thought you lose more heat from your extremities. Is that not true? Because I feel like I lose more heat from my hands and my feet because they're constantly cold. I mean, I have really bad circulation, so maybe that's it. But my God, my hands are always cold. So it feels like that's where the heat is leaving from.
Star is not the brightest star in the sky. That title belongs to Sirius. Water itself doesn't conduct electricity. Pure water is a poor conductor of electricity. It is the impurities and dissolved ions in water that conduct electricity.
The metals,
Eating
yeah.
at night does not make you gain more weight, since...
Okay, no, it doesn't. It just means that you might eat more because you've been eating during the day, and then you're also like consuming before you go to bed. What would make you gain more weight is obviously consuming more calories than you're burning. Though it is very hard to judge how many calories you're burning depending on your lifestyle, depending on some genetics depending on your height, your current weight, even your gender, I'm pretty sure can affect it.
Weight gain is determined by the balance of calories consumed versus calories burned, not the timing of meals. Twinkling stars don't turn on and off. They appear to twinkle due to atmospheric turbulence.
Turbulence? God, I freaking hate turbulence, man.
Do
I don't think any planes have gone down due to atmospheric turbulence in the stars before, though.
not produce pink milk. The myth likely arose from the fact that hippos secrete a reddish, oily substance called blood sweat, which acts
Ew.
as a sunscreen
What?
and antibiotic.
Oh god, that's disgusting. Also, is that why they made the pink milk in Star Wars? Because of the hippo
Peanuts
thing?
aren't nuts. They are legumes. There's no
Legumes.
alpha wolf in wolf packs. They are typically family units led by parents. Porcupines
Wait, that's not what all the TikToks and the podcasters told me. They told me that they're the alpha wolf, and in order to make the money and to get the bread like they do and to have Bugatti, then I have to watch them all, which I subscribed to every single one of them and gave me all my bank account details so that they could help me get more money.
cannot shoot their quills. While it is true that female praying mantises sometimes eat their mates, it is not a common occurrence in the wild.
Jesus, I hope not. That just wouldn't make sense unless they, I guess, birth like 50 mantises afterwards.
Milk isn't good for cats. Most of them are lactose intolerant.
Yeah, but I will say cats go crazy for it. They do like it. They love it. My cat, he goes insane for it.
Pull the milk out sometimes, and yeah, you want it, don't you? He loves this stuff, but you're not allowed it because it's bad for you.
Coin flips aren't 50-50. It's slightly more probable that the side that was facing up comes out. If you want to
really?
discuss this video or suggest an idea for the next one, join my Discord. Link in the
Oh, that's
description.
cool. Yeah, that's really sick. All right, please make sure to get the Play Explainer over 500k subscribers. All of these videos are fantastic. There's probably a video on this list right now that you want to go and check it out. And I would appreciate it if you'd subscribe to this channel right here, More Patterrz as well.